I guess, enforcement people to care about. It's like just under it.
Hmm.
And yeah, you can do all that like right now. I feel like that's one of those.
I had not heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool. Those ultralight plane things. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got just
Um,
like they look like just like little rotors all the way around and they'll zip you up and then go.
What do
yeah,
I
in
then?
Woodford County, there's somebody who's doing that for fun because every now and again I'll see like this dude just basically riding a bike in the sky. That's pretty
Yeah.
much what it is.
Yeah, I mean you can buy these, like you can buy the things.
Does it come with
Yeah.
a helmet, or does that even matter if
It
it failed?
it does not. Yeah.
Sold separately. Just a parachute.
Just a parachute.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna give you an essay question. An eighth advanced placement exam question. In today's times, what is missile mail?
Ooh.
Email, texting. Yeah. I mean,
Texting.
yeah. Yeah.
Texting.
I think it's the worst technology there is.
Hmm.
I think that we've all become instant gratification. I mean,
Yeah.
you get some people, if you don't text them back in 15 minutes, they
They're
start
pissed.
thinking something's wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
Why didn't you get right back with me?
when I started construction, they used to have to fax us a handwritten note. We had 24 to 48 hours to respond to them. Now, if I got clients who send an email, you don't respond within a few hours, they're
Wow.
starting to get a little bit perturbed because we've become very instantly gratified with receiving information and feedback.
Are you using AI to facilitate that?
No,
Oh,
no, because I see it right through AI now. Like everything, it's like, I hope this email finds you well. If it says that, I know you.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, I did have an employee who, before AI ever became a thing, he started every email with, I hope this email finds you.
Yeah.
Now
Now
it's
he's had to change his
adopted.
approach.
Yeah.
So I think AI was following his lead on that.
Yeah.
But it really does. Anytime I get a really well written email, I'm
Yeah.
literally analyzing whether or not somebody's using, AI, and I'm just as guilty, but I mostly will do it to, like set up a presentation or
Mhm.
set up a new, I don't know, new protocol or process for the company. And, so I'm trying not to be as basic as writing it in emails because I feel like it's just, at this point, it's very transparent to me. It is. And I feel like I'm not that smart. So if it's transparent to me, I feel like it should be transparent to anybody that's, semi-intelligent.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that at some point there's a lot of people talking to bots and they just don't know it?
I think there might be some out there.
Yeah.
Spot the
Dead
bot.
internet theory. Yeah.
Spot the bot.
Yeah. But I mean, what's funny is it's like I had literally a long conversation with AI with my wife, and it answered a question because I have been known to spread misinformation, not intentionally. It's like there was something like I heard that if you wear sunglasses, it lowers your vitamin D receptors and your skin doesn't absorb as much vitamin D. And I told a lot of people that. I walked around saying that for a while, and then finally somebody who actually knew anatomy and biology a little bit was like, "That's not true." And then I looked it up, and it was like, "No, that's not true." And I said it to AI, and AI was like, "Yeah, I found that on the internet. It's true." And then I said, "Wait a minute." So wait a minute, I qualified this and I found out, and then it goes, you caught me. You're right. It's wrong. So I'm now questioning the legitimacy of it because my wife drives a much harder questioning line than I do with AI. And we had like an hour-long conversation, which is really interesting. We went way into we got all the way into XX chromosomes on that conversation.
Mm.
So I wonder if there is a way to just make sure AI is telling the truth or not having a hallucination.
You know my theory.
What's that?
What I say. Whatever you're an expert in, talk to AI because you know more than AI.
Mhm.
And then you see the holes in it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you just take that for granted when you use it for something you don't know because you will believe every word it is saying.
Yeah.
But if you're an expert and you see where it misses it, it puts it into context.
So we did it a second time. Specifically, AI has been used. Somebody was using it as an attorney, And it has now been used against somebody because there's no attorney-client privilege. And I knew that because I'd heard that story. And I asked AI that, and it's like, no, that's not true. It's not happening. And then I was like, I have specifically read stories. And again, it's like, ah, you caught me. You know?
You caught me again.
You got talking to the
Got me.
program.
And I'm like, stop lying to me, AI. Like I was ready to start
Do you have
yelling.
a subscription?
I have a paid like subscription for the higher level of
Which
it.
one?
Super Grok.
Super Grok.
Yeah.
So Super Grok does not record your previous conversations. So unlike some of the other ones that build up to
Yeah.
and learn
Yep,
more
yep.
about you progressively, every conversation you start new, and it did divulge that amongst that long conversation. So, but there are things like, because my wife is a nurse, and has a pretty good sense of it. Like as we were asking questions, she knew a lot of that medical side and the XXXY chromosome, and but I walked out of there way more educated than before I started. But I also now severely doubt the accuracy of AI. Is once you catch it in one, and then two, and then potentially a third time of giving you misinformation, inaccurate or just blatantly wrong. It starts to remind me of this comedian. He said the internet is not a search engine for information. It's a search engine to find similar thinking people. So if you type in the sun is bullshit, you'll find 170,000 people.
Mm.
And I'll never forget that comedian saying that. So I think AI might be a little bit on that same playing field. So
It's good to
fine.
teach you how to do certain things. That
it is, and again, like I didn't realize the X chromosome had 1,000 genes in it, and the Y only had 80. But that was accurate.
It's what was it? Abraham Lincoln that is quoted on the internet as saying, "Don't believe everything you
Yeah.
see on the internet."
Or you can trust it. I heard Abraham Lincoln say it on the internet.
Right.
Yeah. It really was the most fascinating conversation. I think it started out with my wife asking the AI if the world would be a better place if women ran it. We went way down a rabbit hole of technology that night, all the way to the XX chromosome at the genetic level.
So yeah, I guess if it doesn't really know for sure, it just makes something up.
Yeah.
Makes it sound real good.
Or it finds the information that is also on the internet, since it's searched the same platform. So
It assumes everything's the truth on the internet.
It's reading through it, and so I haven't tried it yet. But if I asked if the sun is bullshit, and it tells me it is, then I might really start not trusting it as a resource.
Oh,
okay, I think that wraps up the missile mail.
all right. Let's see. Next up, I think we got Leo.
Yep.
Leo's going to talk about amusement park fodder.
Yeah. So in 1890, a fellow named Daniel Burnham was the architect for the Chicago World's Fair and like how it needed to be done. And this guy was huge. The year before, he had actually made or worked on the Eiffel Tower. And so one of his employees, who I'll name in a moment, wanted to kind of one up that. He wanted to make something that was kind of like an Eiffel Tower for America. Bear in mind, the Statue of Liberty had existed for 4 years in America. So it was pretty new. And he came up with something that was bigger than the Statue of Liberty. His boss, Daniel Burnham, though, said, "There's no way we can build this. I know it looks good on paper, but it's way too fragile. There's no way. And you want people to ride this thing too? George Washington Gale Ferris Jr., you're crazy. No one's going to make a wheel and name it after you by any chance, including you." But it actually worked. Ultimately, with more studies, with more engineers, he actually spent 25 grand of his own money. Ferris ended up getting this made, and it could hold 60 people. And to reiterate, it was taller than the Statue of Liberty. And of course, he ended up naming it after himself, and it was the Ferris wheel. And one person who actually observed